Kalu was a village man known throughout the community for his wealth and success in farming. But despite his riches, he was infamous for being extremely stingy. He would pinch every kobo and refuse to spend a dime on his family. Kalu would wake up every morning not to pray or exercise, but to count his money. He had a huge chest filled with cash, and he would spend hours counting and recounting it, making sure every kobo was accounted for. His family would often joke that he loved his money more than he loved them. Kalu's wife was a hardworking woman, but she couldn't afford to buy decent food for her family because Kalu wouldn't give her enough money. They would often eat plain rice and beans for days on end. The kids would sometimes go to school with empty lunch boxes, and their classmates would tease them about it. It got to a point that Kalu decided to save money on electricity by installing a tiny dim light bulb in their house. The kids would have to sit with their noses practically touching the books to see what they were reading. Kalu's wife would often trip over things in the dark, but Kalu wouldn't budge. He would say, "Electricity is expensive." The ultimate blow came when Kalu refused to buy his wife a new pair of shoes. Her old ones were torn and worn out, and she would have to wrap them with plastic bags to keep them from falling apart. But Kalu wouldn't hear of it. He would tell her, "You are not going to wear out a new pair of shoes in one day, are you?" Kalu's wife couldn't take it anymore. She confronted him and told him she was done with his madness. She took her kids and left Kalu's house, even though he begged them not to go. Kalu was lonely and unhappy. Days turned to weeks and weeks turned to months. Kalu accepted his fate. Meanwhile, Kalu's wife had found a new man who was taking very good care of her and her kids. She was very happy and fulfilled. One day, she was taking a stroll with her newfound man. Kalu saw them and he couldn't believe his eyes. His wife had changed. He tried to get her attention, but she ignored him. He cried his eyes out. Kalu traced her and apologized to her, telling her to come back home, promising that he had changed from his stingy ways. She ignored him. The following week, he brought her different gifts. Kalu's wife was shocked because that was the first time he had ever bought her a tangible gift. Later that night, Kalu's wife couldn't fall asleep. She was tossing around the bed, thinking about Kalu while trying to convince herself that he is a changed man. 3 weeks later, Kalu showed up at her house unannounced, and he had brought with him very expensive gifts. This time, she was pleased to see him. She accepted the gift with all happiness. Months later, Kalu's wife surprisingly showed up with their kids at his house. Kalu couldn't believe his eyes. He fell to his knees and asked for forgiveness from his kids. They all forgave him and returned back home. They all lived happily ever after. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, and follow me for more beautiful stories like this. Bye guys.